Okay, and thank you so much for joining in today. This is Jeanette Stewart, Emissary of Joy at Angel Angles and Wellbeing and Wonder.
You're gonna do it that small?
And we are so
What else?
grateful to be here today to celebrate our inner child. And we're going to be talking about 10 ways to um, uh, celebrate your inner child. Diane, I'm going to mute you. There's a little bit of interference. I think I'm going to mute you. Let's see if I can do that before we get going here. That's better. So thank you all for joining in. And so why should we celebrate our inner child? And it's because our inner child is our sense of wonder, our sense of discovery, our sense of innocence, our sense of fun and joy. And we need to celebrate that. I'm celebrating my inner child. I have pigtails, and last year I didn't have hair. I had chemotherapy and I had to have my head shaved. So I'm rocking the pigtails this year. And so I'm so grateful for that and to be here today. And so we all, no matter what our age, no matter what our accomplishments in life are, no matter our status, economics, education, accomplishments, no matter what, we each have this precious inner child that only wants to be loved and adored and accepted for who they are. And so today we're going to cover 10 ways that we can love and nurture our inner child. And so I want to give you an overview of what we're going to talk about. So in the Sanctuary of Joy here, we always have three concepts, which is fun, creativity, and gentle motion, as well as our gathering together and having some instruction, having some fun back and forth. So we're going to do a little video, and one of the things is the coloring page. So if you have your coloring page, go ahead and color as we're talking. If you have an art project you'd like to do that. If you'd like to do nothing, that's fine too. So whatever you have, and I see Diane is joining us on Facebook Live, as is Beth. So grateful that you're here. And so you can go ahead and color, work on your art project as we're talking. So the first thing is we need to treat our inner child with tenderness and with love, and think about ways that you would have loved to have heard mentioned as a child from an parent, an adult, a teacher, something you would have loved to say to your inner child. And you can go ahead and develop that relationship starting right now. So it's important to treat yourself with tenderness, with love and compassion. And also, a second way that you can love and nurture your inner child is to write yourself a love note, to send a note to that precious inner one. Maybe you had a nickname as a child and you want to address that letter to your inner child with that nickname. Maybe you wish you had a nickname or a different nickname, and you can address that letter to your precious inner child. So a third way that you can love your inner child is to read yourself a story. And today I'm going to read us part of a story from this book that is called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy. And I've read a section from this book, a few months ago. We get together every second Saturday here in the Sanctuary of Joy. So go ahead and mark that on your calendar and we'd be happy to have you. Cindy, I'm glad you're watching us on Facebook Live, and for all the other live folks that are joining us, we're so grateful that you're here. So here's the book cover. It's really cool. It is hand-painted pages. So, and you can see the fonts, his artwork, and his words. And just go ahead and enjoy this as I read this story to you, this section from The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. Being kind to yourself is one of the greatest kindness, said the mole. We often wait for kindness, but being kind to yourself can start now, said the mole. Often, the hardest person to forgive is yourself. Sometimes I feel lost, said the boy. Me too, said the mole. But we love you, and love brings you home. I think everyone is just trying to get home, said the mole. Hello, says the horse. Doing nothing with friends is never doing nothing, asked the boy. No, said the mole. So here the boy, the mole, the horse, and the fox are frolicking, having fun together, doing nothing. But as we know, doing nothing is really not doing nothing. It's really doing something important. You fell, but I got you. Everyone is a bit scared, said the horse, but we are less scared together. Tears fall for a reason, and they are your strength, not your weakness. What is the bravest thing you ever said? Asked the boy. Help, said the horse. When have you been at your strongest? Asked the boy. When I have dared to show my weaknesses. Asking for help isn't giving up, said the horse. It's refusing to give up. Sometimes I worry you'll all realize I'm ordinary, said the boy. Love doesn't need for you to be extraordinary, said the mole. I love that part. Love doesn't need for you to be extraordinary. So on that note, we will pause for another way that we can love our inner child. So I hope that that blesses you. Penny, I'm glad you found us on Facebook Live. Glad you're here. And so reading yourself a bedtime story. So now there's Audible, so you can program a book to be read to you audibly. And isn't that a wonderful use of technology? And another way is to go outside and play. So nature is such a healing power for us. And so many of us have mentioned over the course of our times together that being out in nature and playing has really been a soothing, healing component of our life, that we feel free in nature. We feel invincible. We feel powerful. And we are going to do a section here in, I'm going to share my screen. So one of the ways that we gather here in the Sanctuary of Joy is through gentle motion. So we're going to have a little video where we can get up and move around and delight. That's really good for you to get your molecules, to jiggle those molecules and to feel those endorphins, and it makes you just feel so much better. And I see there's Carol is joining us and Mary Lee. So welcome here on Facebook Live. Let me share my screen. So also, wasn't it fun when you were a kid and there was like ghost stories or scary stories around the fire or at a sleepover. So here it's getting close to Halloween. We're coloring our trick or treat Halloween themed coloring page today. And now we're going to do something a little scary, but a little fun. I think you'll like this. So here I'm going to play the video, and you can get up, move around, dance around, or just watch the wonderful dancing that's coming. So let me share the screen. Okay, so where's my video? Okay, so, and Mandeep is saying that up, it's up in the park and it's raining in Santa Rosa. So that's really good news because we really need it, and especially up in the North Bay with the fires. Hope that that really benefits us all. Tasneem is joining us, Angie, Monica, Janice, Souza, my friend from childhood, when I used to wear pigtails like this for reals. So we're on number 5 of 10 ways you can love your inner child. So number 5 is enjoy a favorite childhood meal or snack or beverage. So maybe you want to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Maybe you want to have macaroni and cheese. Maybe you want to have cheese pizza. Whatever that is, if you liked maybe grilled cheese and tomato soup with the crust cut off your bread, whatever that is, chocolate milk. So one of those things, make sure that you do that when you want to honor your precious inner child. So another way, item number 6, is to praise your inner child. So we had talked about what are some of the things we would have loved to have heard as a child growing up, and how we can say those things to our precious inner child. We can call ourselves by our nickname. We can call ourselves honey or dear or prince or princess, whatever we want to develop and nurture that inner child. And why should we do that? Because it brings us a better sense of peace and joy and discovery and all of those wonderful attributes of a child, that sense of wonder. And Pam says that she had chocolate milk today. So awesome. That's terrific. Oh, s'mores. Yes. S'mores are a wonderful treat. And Gil, thank you for joining us also. So item number 7 of a way to love your inner child is to recall a favorite memory and to relive that memory. And so maybe you want to write about that memory. Maybe you want to call someone up and talk about that memory. Maybe it's something that they experienced. I've found that a lot of times my special memory isn't in the memory of the other person. It was like no big deal to them, but to you, it was a big deal and a fun thing. You might also want to make a vision board or a piece of art honoring that moment. So whatever you want to do about ways of recalling that fun and wonderful memory. And item number 8 is to create something. So today here we're creating our coloring page. So do you guys want to share your coloring page so far, what you've got, or whatever art project you're working on? Ooh, Pam, I like that you did your trick all in orange. Very nice, very nice. Anyone else care to share? Oh, Mona's got her own. Wow, you've got a beautiful tree.
I can print the words. Yeah.
Awesome.
My favorite saying. Hi, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad.
Oh, I love that. This is the day that the Lord hath made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. Yes, thank you for sharing that, Mona. That's fabulous.
Our Thanksgiving is Monday.
Your Thanksgiving is Monday up in Canada. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to you and to our friends watching in Canada. Martina, glad you're here. So that was number 8, create something. So there's so many opportunities. There's so many YouTube videos that you can watch about ways that you can learn a new skill. Maybe you wanted to try watercolors. Maybe you wanted to try painting with acrylics. Maybe you wanted to try playing with clay. There's so many things that you can look up online, or maybe you want to enroll in a class, something that delighted you as a child. And so that is something that you can investigate of ways to be creative. So when you're creative, you're in the zone, you're in the flow, you are feeling one with all of creation, and it is such a joy to be in that sense of creativity and wonder. I have to share a little bit. Yesterday, we had a online Zoom party for a book launch that I was involved in. And so they were giving prizes for best hat and for best Halloween drink. So I had so much fun planning and thinking about what kind of Halloween drink I was going to make. And I didn't win, and I didn't really care if I won, but I was just having so much fun with my drink. So I made a candy corn kind of drink with layers of orange ice cream, yellow ice cream, and I put whipped cream on the top, and then I made a skewer with candy bars in it, Halloween candy bars. So I had a Reese's peanut butter cup, a Hershey bar, and a Kit Kat with the little pumpkin on the top. So it was so much fun. And so being creative is not just in the moment, but for planning it, for doing it, for looking at your creation after. It really helps your inner child. It helps you in all that you do, because we are all creative. Just a couple of years ago, I couldn't even draw a stick figure, and I was embarrassed, and I didn't try because I like to be good at things, and I think a lot of us like that. And so now I'm being more brave with doing creations in the world, and I'm doing it for the sheer fun of it. Not that I have to be a master of it, but that it brings me so much joy, and that I can look back on the things that I have created, and it's with a sense of discovery, a sense of wonder. And so I invite you to do that too. Even if you think that you can't draw a stick figure, you can. You can. We're all creative, and it doesn't even have to be art. It could be furniture arranging. You could be a party planner. There's so many ways. You could be the way that you dress yourself and the way that you put yourself out in the world. That is all creative. So Lori, Olivia, Martina, Allison, hi, glad you're here. They're joining us on Facebook Live. So item number 10 is listing your top 10 favorites as a child. So this is something that you can list your favorite foods, your favorite pets, your favorite things to do in nature so that you have this list. You could even do it on the back of your coloring page if you'd like, if you want to do it now, or you could do it separately. You could do it in a journal. But those top 10 favorites are key because a lot of what you are today is based on your delights and your joys and your favorite things from childhood. So you can also indulge your precious inner child in some of those things. So if your favorite thing was going out to play in the sand pile or the rock pile, go out in nature and put your feet in the sand, put your hands in the dirt, connect, indulge that precious inner child. If your favorite thing was reading, go to the library and get books and indulge and read. And so it is such good medicine for you to do something that delights your inner child. It helps with every area of your life. It helps with your physical, it helps with your mental, and it improves your spirit. So that's your invitation, is to make this list of 10 things that you adored as a child and to indulge in one of them. And the last thing is 10 ways, item 10 is to think about 3 ways that your inner child has influenced you today. So what about your childhood has influenced you for the good, for the not so good, in making you who you are today? Was it your sense of bravery? Was it your sense of accomplishing something that you didn't think you could, or that you thought it was a passion of yours and you didn't get the love and support that you wanted, but you did it anyway? It could be any of those things. So that's an invitation to think of 3 ways that your inner child has influenced your life now. And Caprice is coming in. I'm going to let her into our gathering today. And part of that is also, what would you have loved to have heard as a child? And to treat yourself to that loving dialogue, that tenderness, that words that forgiving yourself, because we've all had trauma growing up. That's part of our path here, and we can forgive. I know for me, I thought at age 12, I shut the door on my inner child. I thought, okay, I'm leaving my childish ways behind now that I'm a woman. And so I did that. I made a conscious decision to act like a responsible adult. What I thought people wanted from me, I thought other people knew better, but we are the best authority on ourselves. We know in our inner being, if we just get still enough to listen to that wisdom, to acknowledge it, to embrace it, we know what's best for us. And being our most unique self is what we've come here to do. And that is something that lights us up, that brings joy to your inner child. So that is a discovery also. Becky's asking what was number 9, and number 9 was making your list of 10 favorites. So, hi Maria, glad you're here. I'm waving at my friend Maria across the street. She's joining us on Facebook Live. So I'll go over the top, the 10 ways. Is number 1, to treat yourself with tenderness and compassion. Number 2, to write yourself a love note, and you can call yourself whatever you want. Maybe it's a name that you were called as a child, a loving pet name. Maybe it's something you wish you were called. I know my dad would call me honey growing up, and I liked that. And I think, did Batman have a girlfriend named Honey West? I'll have to ask some of my friends who grew up in the 50s and 60s if they remember that. But I remember something about Honey West, but I thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice if I was called Princess? But no one ever called me Princess, but maybe I want to call myself Princess. So number 3 is to read yourself a favorite childhood story, or to investigate a news story. A few months ago, I did a class on the Wellness Universe, and I read the poem, The Swing by Robert Louis Stevenson. And so many of us were touched by that poem and by the simple memory of swinging in the park. So Joe is watching also. So on Facebook Live, if any of you love to swing as a child, if you could write swing in the comments so we can honor you there also. Joy says, the start of each service at the Unity Church, they bring the children in front to bless them. You are perfect just the way you are. Oh, isn't that wonderful? That message is so powerful, and that speaks to us today. Our precious inner child needs to know that you are loved and adored no matter what. Whatever's happened to you, whatever experiences you have, you are perfect as you are, whole and complete. I love that. Thank you, Joy, for sharing that. And Mandeep writes swing. So yes, are you swinging in the park, Mandeep? I hope you are. That's a fun experience. Speaking of blessings, I think I shared this with Mona, that growing up, when I would take my son to school, I would put my hands on his head when he was leaving the car, and I would say, may the Lord bless and keep you. May the Lord lift his face to shine upon you and give you peace. And I would love that, hearing that as a benediction at church growing up. I love that. Even now, it gives me angel bumps. I love that. So to be blessed. And so that's one of our, that's from item number 6, to bless and praise your inner child. So I think we covered the list to number 3. The number 4 for your 10 ways to love your inner child. Go outside and play. Mandeep is up in Santa Rosa swinging in the rain and enjoying that. I love to do a morning walk with my dog. And so that I often am on the lookout for beauty in my neighborhood, walking a different route, a slightly different way, seeing blooming flowers, connecting with neighbors, especially during this time when we aren't connecting physically. It's really extra special to be able to say hi to a neighbor. Hi, Mary, glad you're joining us. And number 5 is to enjoy a favorite childhood meal, snack, or beverage. And Pam was all over that today with her chocolate milk. So Did you have hot chocolate or did you have cold chocolate milk?
It was cold.
Oh, awesome. That's great. That's a fun thing. Um, Item number 6 is to praise your inner child. So we just talked about the blessings, and wouldn't you have loved to have heard the blessing of you are perfect just the way you are? So I'm telling you that today, thanks to Joy for sharing that. Everyone that is here on the call, watching us on Facebook, watching the recording, you are perfect just as you are. There is nothing that you need to change. You just keep shining your beautiful, bright light in the world as you are. And not only do you benefit yourself, you benefit your friends and family that you encounter, and that makes a big ripple out into the world. When you are the most you that you can be. This year I've been saying I want to be the Jeanette's Jeanette that I can be. And I'm not trying to be the Beckiest Becky. I'm not trying to be the joyous Joy. The Mona is Mona. The Pam is Pam. Any of our friends on Facebook Live, I just want to be the Jeanette's Jeanette that I can be. And I invite you to do the same. So that was praise your inner child, number 6. Number 7, recall a favorite memory. So it could be something that you did as a child that made a favorable impression on you. We also have memories that have scarred us, and we can look back on those with love and look on those as a tool for healing in the future. But recalling a favorite memory, you might want to journal about it. You might want to create a piece of art about it. You may want to reach out to someone else who was in that memory with you and see if they remember it. Oftentimes they're like, I have no clue what you're talking about. Becky says she loves that Jeanette is Jeanette. Thank you, friend. Item number 9, making your top 10 favorite list that you adored as a child. So it could be favorite foods, it could be favorite TV shows, it could be favorite movies, books, activities, things that you loved as a child. And when you make that list, make a date with yourself and enjoy doing one of those things. So a few years ago, I read The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and that is a wonderful book to embrace your creativity. And at that point, I did not draw because I wasn't a master. It was hard for me. I thought I had to be perfect. I thought I had to be gifted. I liked to be the best, and I wasn't. So I think I also was shamed a little bit as a child with my way of drawing. But in that book, she invites you to do something that you love and to experience something called an artist date. So this is a 2-hour chunk of time that you allow yourself each week to do something just for you, by yourself, and to embrace, and in this case, that falls perfectly into embracing your inner child. So my very first artist date, I went and saw the Lego movie when it came out, whatever year that was. It was probably 2014 or 13, something along those lines. And I loved that movie, and it was all about creativity. So I didn't really know what it was going to be, but I wanted to delight my inner child and enjoy that. So I went to the movie by myself. I bought popcorn by myself. I ate my popcorn by myself. I enjoyed that time together, and that was one of the artist dates that I did. Another thing that I did was I went to the museum alone, and I love it. I really love solitude. It helps me recharge my battery. Um, I love people too, but it can be very draining. So I need this time of solitude. And during this time, during the artist date, making a commitment to do it once a week, it was huge. And especially at that time, I was working full time. So you might want to check that book out, Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way. So Doreen is joining us on Facebook Live. Glad you're here. And number 10 is to list 3 ways that your inner child has influenced you as the person you are today. You can also think about what you would have loved to have heard as a child. And I thank Joy for sharing that about bringing the children up in front of the church, that you are perfect just the way you are. So does any of our friends on Zoom want to share your art pieces? Ooh, Pam, I like that. I like your colors. Now, did you use crayon or colored pencils?
Colored pencils.
Oh, colored pencils. Very nice. Very nice. Ooh, yes, I love your sacred space there. Awesome.
This is
Awesome.
a tray, a silverware tray out of an old dishwasher.
Oh, that's a fabulous reuse. So that's great. So inviting people, if you want, you can go to my website and get the coloring page. So that's at www.angel-angles.com. And it's listed in the Sanctuary of Joy, where we meet every second Saturday of the month at 11 Pacific and 2 Eastern time. So did anyone else want to share their works of art? If not, that's fine too. So our next time together in the Sanctuary of Joy here on Zoom and Facebook Live is going to be on November 14th, and that is 11 Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to be talking about gratitude. I wish Mona and all of our friends up in Canada a wonderful Thanksgiving, and may you be blessed. My friend Pam and I have an upcoming event called Love Your Inner Child Today, and it's a 2-hour workshop, but we're calling it a play shop. And it's going to be taught on the Wellness Universe, Learn It Live. And let's see if I can share my screen and show you the image for that. Can you see that? I think you guys can see that. So that's the image for our class. This beautiful little girl with the big brown eyes. And our class will be a 2-hour play shop. And we are really looking forward to diving a little deeper. It will be similar to what we do here, but at a deeper level. And for it will also include a meditation, and you'll be getting a workbook in that class. So if you're interested, I'll be posting some information about it in the coming days. And if you have any questions, just let me know. And I have a discount code for you for 20% off. So It's $44. It will save you $8 with this discount code. Let's see if I have the discount code handy. Hi, Sarah. Glad you're watching. Sarah's up in Alaska, unless you're traveling. We're grateful for that. Okay, so any last comments, friends here
Discount code.
on? Diane, did you have a question?
Well, I was just going to say you didn't finish with the discount code.
Oh, yes, the discount code. I do have a discount code, but I don't know if I can, maybe Pam's gonna cook that up.
Yeah,
there.
I'm looking for it real quick here.
I don't think I have it in front of me.
Okay.
Diane, I'll send
Okay,
that
it's
to you.
Thank
It's
you.
a bunch of letters and numbers, and
Right.
I don't have that folder in front of me.
Okay.
I'm kind of
Fine.
afraid to open some windows that I might not be able to find you all again. So anyway, that's going to be on November 7th, and that's going to be at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and that's a 2-hour play shop. And that is called Love Your Inner Child Today. So I thank you all for joining in. It's been a pleasure, and you can mark the second Saturday of every month here for the Sanctuary of Joy. We'll be finishing up the end of the year, focusing on inner child. We may switch the topic a little bit, but it's always going to include fun, creativity, and gentle motion, whatever topic we're covering. And I'm so grateful that you could be here today. And thank you for your time. Thank you to our friends on Facebook. Mandeep says, thanks for letting them join. I'm so grateful. Soothing voice and tips to awaken our inner child. So thank you very much and have a beautiful day. And remember, you are perfect just as you are. And to be the youest you can be.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I just found the discount.
Oh, you did? Okay, so let's see, discount code. Pam, are you going to put it in the chat, or can you tell us so our friends on Facebook can find it also? So you'll have to, Audrey, hi.
Okay, so there it is. So you can just read it out to those on Facebook.
Okay, so for the Love Your Inner Child Today play workshop, play shop, which is going to be on November 7th, we have a discount code. This is going to be broadcast on the Wellness Universe in their lounge, their Learning Live Center. And the discount code for 20% off is V like Victor 4, S like Sam, R like Ruby, U like Unique, U like Unique, R like Ruby, Y like Yellow, and that will give you 20% off. So let me read that again. And so it's all capital letters with the number 4 in there. So V, 4, S, R, U, U, R, Y. And if you need that code, you can email me, message me on Facebook, or you can message Pam too, because Pam is the energy shifter, vibration lifter, and my co-class teacher. We're putting together some really great things, and we look forward to having you on November 7th. So blessings for a great week ahead. You can join us on Tuesday at 10 at the Angel Circle of Gratitude, where we do a gathering of angelic goodness and grace. And I do free mini readings for those in attendance. So we're happy to have you join in that. And that is a private group on Facebook. So you can just request to join in, and I'd be happy to have you join in. So have a beautiful week, everyone. Enjoy the rain if it's coming. We're so grateful here in California because the wildfires have been so devastating to so many and affected so many of us by the smoke, by the proximity. So let the rain come, and may you all be blessed with so much love, joy, and peace. Thank you.
You as
Thank
well,
you,
Jeanette.
Jeanette.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.